Hey, y'all, and welcome to Life with Shay, where we talk about real life, real love, and everything in between. I'm your girl, Shay, one half of the LUKE-N-SHAE'S plays, and today we're diving into something a lot of families are experiencing right now: living under one roof. With the way the economy's been, rent sky high, groceries costing a fortune, and childcare prices out of this world, a lot of families are basically, trying something, or let's say getting back to the roots. A lot of families in America are saying, you know what, let's do this together. More grandparents and kids are sharing homes again, not just out of necessity, but out of love, culture, and community. And today, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons and how to make it work without losing your mind or your privacy. So, a little reality check. Let's keep it real. Times are tough right now. The average rent for a two-bedroom family home or apartment is averaging around $1,500 a month or more. Sometimes even double that, honestly. Groceries, don't even get me started with the groceries. We all know what the groceries are doing right now. And, so it makes sense that families are pulling resources, and why not get together and pull those resources from each other? So, a little bit of research from the Pew research says about 1 in 4 adults live in multi-generational households. So that's interesting. 1 in 4. So when you think about that, this is something that people in our country have already been doing, and a lot of times we'll see other countries and we're like, wow, wow, they're living together. I wonder how that works. So, but the thing is, it's family. It's getting back to family. And is that such a bad thing? We're going to look at the pros and cons, like I mentioned, but here's the thing. It's not just about saving money. It's about rebuilding a sense of community we've lost over the years. We used to live together. Families used to help each other, whether that be with raising children. A lot of times that also entailed preparing meals. A lot of times you have families that get together maybe for a Sunday dinner or even other times during the week. And it's also helpful to share costs with the prices and just things being outrageous right now with the economy. You're helping to share costs, so that's not a bad thing as well. That's something that is, positive. You can look at it that way. So we're going to look at some more ideas, and I got a couple videos to just show you, to give you ideas of what multi-generational families coming together, that extended family actually looks like. But let's go. Let's talk about some more positivities. What benefits us by coming together? Because right now, with all that's going on, yes, I could sit here and do a video on this, that, and the other, but you guys know what's going on. That's not something I need to get on here and share with you what you're seeing in the news and what people are talking about on social media. But I basically was motivated with this because I have a family member who does door dashing on the side. Like my family member, they do it, they're retired, and it's something that they do to keep busy. And I remember him telling me the other day that he pulled into this driveway to deliver a big order, and the woman comes out and she's like, oh, okay, well, no, that's for my daughter. Now, on the same property, he told me there was like maybe 3 or 4 houses. So she said, just go up the driveway and it's the house to the left. And he asked, he was like, oh, your daughter lives on the same. She was like, oh yeah, my son too. And it was like a whole yard, like a whole property, but there was different houses on that property. that inspired me to do this video because I thought about it and I'm like, wow, right now, the times that we're in, the uncertain times, what if we get back to family? A lot of times when we talk about getting back to family, we talk about, hey, having that mom and dad in the same household, raising the children. But what about grandma, grandpa? What about auntie, uncle, cousins coming together? I know growing up, I was excited seeing cousins and uncles and aunts pull in the yard to visit. But I never thought about what it would be like if they would actually stay. Some of us have experienced maybe taking care of our elderly parents, as they get elderly, having them come in, and how does that look, So, having grandmom and grandpa, and I think about that, having my grandparents in the household. I remember growing up having grandma in the household, sometimes visiting. That was exciting, and I didn't want her to go. But imagine your children having that 24/7. But we're going to look at that. Let's dive into it, some more talking points. Let's go. So I wrote down some pros and I'm going to share them with you guys. And you can take notes if you want to. And I would love to have your comments, read your comments, and you maybe tell me your stories, what you've experienced, if you've ever lived with your family, extended family members. I would love to hear it. But let's go. I'm going to talk about some pros, guys. So my first bullet point. So I have for the pros, hidden blessings of family living. All right. So basically now we're going to talk about the bright side of things. Let's talk about that because there's so many positives in living with your extended family. So let's take a look at that. So emotional support, having grandma, grandpa, your aunties, not just having your mom and dad in one household, having extended family members means that you always have somebody to talk to. You have people to laugh with, and you get to grow up surrounded by love, not just from your parents, but also from the whole village, which is your family. So that emotional support is it's important. Why not? You think about, okay, well, who can I call when you're going through something? Like, man, I know, but just to go into the next room, go out into the front room and say, hey, grandmom, can you tell me one of those stories? Something uplifting, something. You have somebody to talk to, somebody to laugh with. Okay, my second bullet point here, shared responsibility. So when everyone chips in, life gets easier, right? One person cooks, another person cleans, somebody might run errands, and somebody might deal with the finances. Somebody might go out there and they're working, right? Or a few of us, we might be working. So you have shared responsibilities, which it actually lightens the load, right? It's cool. And when I say shared responsibility, it's cool to have that, but nobody wants that one person that's going to just slack off. Okay, that's something that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but shared responsibility means everybody pitches in, unless you have the elderly that they just want to rest. And even I know what my family members, the elderly, never rested. They're always in the kitchen cooking and trying to do something. But the third talking point I have here is financial relief. So imagine that, splitting bills, splitting the grocery costs, right? Splitting childcare costs. And you might not even have to split childcare costs, because if you have extended family together, you might not need to send your children outside of the home, because say you're going to work, and if you have grandpa there, you have your auntie and uncle, somebody's retired, they might be willing to watch your children or put them on the bus and do all that, where you don't have to pay someone outside of the home to do that. All right, so financial relief, okay, it's a real help. Okay, families can even save together towards goals like buying a home. So if you start off and your family comes together and you're renting a property, then you guys could get to a bigger goal by saving money. You can say, hey, you know what? By this year, we are going to then try to get a mortgage. Let's buy a house. So that's something that you can also consider too. You can set goals for yourself. And hey, at the end of the year, we work hard. Hey, let's go take a cruise. Let's take a family trip together. That also, your financial relief there is everybody's pitching in for that trip, and you're not paying all that by yourself. And I believe you get nice discounts when you have more people that attend different vacations. So that's also something great. So there's something beautiful about basically reconnecting with your roots. And some cultures, this is a thing. This already happens in, like I said, different countries, and even this country. Right here in the U.S., we have this happening. You might know some families that live together that are extended families. So it's something that's not bad. It just seems like, you're going to have a community around you, and why not make that community your family? I believe we definitely weren't meant to live life alone. Sometimes people be like, I'm great living by myself. I don't need anybody. I'm okay with my cat. I'm okay with my dog. It's just us. But I don't think we were meant to live alone. We weren't meant to live alone. And with these these times that are uncertain right now, why not get back to family? When I hear the different talks and people that are out here just pushing that fear, like, oh my goodness, where's my next meal gonna come from? And listen, a big, just hugs to people right now. I wish I could just give everybody hugs, I wish I could. I'm gonna do something better right now. I'm gonna say a prayer for our country, for the people out here that are going through something, who are stressed out. And you know what? Let me just, Father God, in the name of Jesus, I just call on you right now, and I'm just asking you just to comfort those, Father, that are uncertain right now of where their next meal is going to be, those that are stressed out with all that's going on in the news and the media, what's going on in this country, Father. I pray for the, really the children and the elderly, Father. Not just the children and elderly, but everyone, Father. Sometimes people, they have disabilities. They have things that are going on that they need different assistances. They need help, Father. And I'm just praying for those people that they've had help for this long, and then when it's snatched from them, they have no idea what they're going to do, Father. But I pray that they remember to call on you, Father, because you can do all things, Father. You can do all things. And if that's going to bring souls to you right now, Father, in times like these, Father, I just pray that you can just watch over everyone and put your hedge of protection around us all, Father. Just give us the strength to keep pushing, Father. And please open our eyes, Father, if this is one of the things that we are juggling with, Father. If extended family is the way to people save, I'm praying that they can find value in this video to maybe help them get back to family and get back to community, Father. We thank you right now. We love you. We lift up your holy name. We pray all these things in Christ's name, our prayer. Amen. So, the cons, okay? Because, of course, there's going to be some cons. People are going to have a rebuttal to why they shouldn't live with cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents. But we're going to look into that, and we're going to see if we can find ways to make it work. So, y'all know I keep it real. So I try to keep it real. And living with your family members is not always going to be sunshine and Sunday dinners. It's not. Let's face it. You got people coming together. You got different generations that are coming together. People have their own rules. Some people like their own routines. You might have grandma. She likes to get up in the morning and she likes to play her Sunday music. You might have the kids that get up and they like to listen to hip hop while they're eating their cereal, right? Well, you got different things that might be factors, but we're gonna take a look at ways that we can try to make it work, okay? For some of you guys who are considering this, or some of you who are already doing this, but you have these struggles that you deal with. So my first talking point for this, for the cons, is going to be privacy problems. So sometimes you need your space, okay? Let's face it, we all need our space, okay? So a tip for that is create personal space when everyone's home or wherever you can, even if it's your bedroom, and call that your quiet time. So just set that up from the gate. When you guys come together, say, hey, you know what? Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about some of the pros. Let's talk about the cons, and let's come with agreements. Let's come up with ideas of how to create privacy. Let's have our space, you know. So my thing is, like I said, your bedroom, make it your quiet time. Even if it's an hour, say, hey, you know what? It's my hour quiet time. So that's an option that you have. Okay, so my second talking point is going to be different lifestyles and generational gaps. And I kind of just talked about that. You know, grandma, she wants to listen to her gospel. The grandkids might want to start their day off listening to hip hop. Or, you know, you just have different things that's going on. So parents may have new rules than the older folks, right? So that might be a thing where your grandpa and your grandmom is setting their ways on different rules. And then they see the parents doing a certain thing with the kids and how they're raising them, or vice versa, because I don't know about you, but I know my grandparents were different than from what my parents were telling me, how they were raised. Grandma was a little, hell, just let her have it. You know, it's candy before dinner. It's not going to hurt nothing. But I was told when my parents were young, oh no, that wasn't happening. So sometimes you have things like that. So you're going to have that. But the trick here is respect. So respect is the trick. So you don't have to agree on everything. You just have to listen and meet in the middle. Have family meetings. Again, that's important. Communication. Have meetings. You know, set goals for yourself. Okay, so my next talking point here is going to be uneven responsibilities. No, Aunt Mary should not be the only one cooking in the kitchen, okay? Unless that's her thing. Unless we know Aunt Mary, we all know she can do the darn thing in the kitchen, and that's just something she chooses. So, again, communicate, okay? Some people end up doing more, cooking, cleaning, paying bills, and that can surely create tension. And we don't want tension in the household. So the way to fix that, okay, so talk early about it. Like I said, come together, talk early about it, and say, hey, what are you guys good? What are you good at? Okay? We know Aunt Mary can cook. She can do the darn thing. Okay? But does she want to cook every night? So, all right. Cousin Jessica, she knows how to cook good, so sometimes they might alternate or come together and do the meal together. Now, Uncle Barry's good at finances, so okay, he's going to be in charge of the finances. We're going to make sure we give that role to him. Cleaning, okay, we know that the kids, this is going to be their chores. Taking out trash, this is something we're going to do. But, you know, Uncle John, What you doing? You're not just going to be sitting over there playing the game. We got at least four of us in the morning getting up early, going to work, and you playing the game all day? You're not doing nothing? You're not bringing in any income? No. Again, see, so that's what I'm talking about, that tension. And if you have that, and if you know you have somebody, hit that up earlier in the family meeting. We're not going to have anybody slacking off. And it is a slap in the face for everybody in the household to be contributing somehow. Even grandma, she's sweeping the porch. She's doing, you know, everybody's contributing, but we have this one over here, he's looking at everybody else, and he's just on the video game all day. He's not doing anything. No. So you have to hit that earlier. Uncle John, he's an able body. He's good. Okay. He can go to work. He don't have a car. He can borrow. Okay. When somebody comes home, you can go DoorDash until you find a job. That's something. Bring something in. Do something. Need to see you doing something active. He can be in charge of the yard, okay? Cutting the grass and making sure the yard is good, landscaping the house, so we don't have to pay somebody else for that. But like I said, hit that up earlier, okay? Sit down and go over the duties of your family. Even if you come up with a calendar, you guys can make a family calendar and, or have a whiteboard a dry board that you can write on and say, hey, these are our goals. This is what we're doing for the month. And these are our chores. You can put it on a counter. This is the chore list. The kids will have it. Everybody will have it scheduled. Make a schedule for your family when you come together. Okay? Money conflicts. That's the next one. Now, this is already a thing in a regular household. Okay? In all households. Money conflicts. That's something that, wow, it is. So, money is personal, okay, and can get messy fast. Okay, so my advice is be transparent. Talk openly about your bills, budgets, and goals. Keep some separate finances and also discuss that, for personal stuff, but make sure everyone knows what's shared and what's not. Okay, so if we're going on a trip, and okay, this is going to be our shared budget. This is our goal we're going to get to. We're going to have a board that shows, hey, this is our goal. We all have been putting in this much, and by July, we're all going to be able to take that trip. Okay? Have your shared goals. Or these are the bills that's due. The mortgage due, we all know that it's due on this time of the month. We're going to all put in. We're working, and it's a shared responsibility. No one family member in the household is going to be doing more than the next because we're all coming together, right? Not saying that everybody doesn't have different pay scales in the household, but you're going to make up for it somehow. Because if I know I'm putting in this much, but that's okay because Aunt Mary's cooking, she's doing a darn thing. She's retired. She's fine because I have a meal every day. And I know Cousin Tracy's going to go do the grocery shopping. I don't have to do the errands, and whatever other errands we have, she's going to do that. So everybody's contributing somehow, okay? It lightens the load like we talked about earlier. So it's not just falling on one person or one family. It's not just going to fall on me. It's going to, my aunts and uncles and my grandparents, we're all going to come together, and it's going to be community effort, all right? Okay, all right. So we talked about generational gaps, right? So that falls under parenting differences. So you're going to have differences. And this hits a lot of homes for a lot of families. You have grandparents and parents they don't always see eye to eye, right? But remember your boundaries. And boundaries are not disrespectful. I repeat, they are not disrespectful. It's okay to say, thanks for your advice, but you know what? Pat and we're going to do it this way. We're going to deal with little Johnny this way. That little timeout that's not working for him. It never has. So we're going to deal with him this way. But I thank you for your advice. But you just to set those ground rules, those boundaries from the gate. Because if you're going to work, you and Pat are going to work, okay, it's good to let grandma and grandpa know that, yeah, we don't usually give him cookies at a certain, or something as simple as that, or we don't let him play before he does his homework. Homework has to be done, and Cousin Margaret is the one in charge of helping the kids with their homework. So sit him down right after school because he's going to lose focus, and then maybe with a little snack, and then he needs to start homework. After his homework, he can play. However you have it, but you want to make sure you talk about that early on, okay? So let's be honest, right? This all can lead to my next point, emotional burnout. It can be an emotional burnout. So even with love, okay, constant togetherness, it can wear you down when you're seeing the same people all the time, and it's no break. It's not like you're coming home for the holidays and it's like, oh, everybody's together. It's like a holiday every day in your household because everybody is together, right? And again, we're discussing this because of how things are in our economy today. What can we do about it? Because a lot of people are complaining about it. What can we do about it? You know, this is an option, right? This is what people are already doing this. And some people, we're going to look at how they like it. In a couple minutes, we're going to play a couple videos, but again, it can be emotionally, you can have a burnout, let's face it. But that's why it's good to have your outside friends, create your own space. Again, give yourself that hour of your me time, okay? Have your outside friends and hobbies and you know, your me time. Do that, you know, because balance is the key. It makes for a happy home. Nobody wants to walk around and be cranky and you're seeing the same faces. No, go hang out with your friends. Do a hobby. Go do something. Go do a craft. But yeah, that eliminates all that. But the bottom line to all this is family living together isn't perfect, but neither is life. If you lead with love, okay, patience and clear communications, you can make it work. Okay, so right now we're gonna look at a video that I have just to show you different ideas or different families that are already doing this. So it kind of gives you ideas, and there are two different ones. So you have one where the family's all in one house, but also there's another one where it's the family's on one property and they have different homes. So if you are the type of person where you're saying, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna live in the same house, what about getting land and having houses on there with your family members? Heck, I know a community, some family friends where I wouldn't say all on the same property, but they're in the same town and the town is small. And it's crazy because when I first became friends with this family, you know, we'd go right up the street. Oh, let's go to Aunt so-and-so's house. And I'm like, wow, right here. Oh, let's go to grandma's house, right up the street. Oh, let's go to Aunt Selma back there. Oh, okay, Sunday church, right here. Cousins this way. Everybody, it's within like a couple blocks from each other, not even. Some of them are on the same street. So however it works for you. But let's take a look at this video. All right, let's go.
There's 3 generations living together.
Before I started, guys, just remember that any videos that I'm sharing, you can look right in the description section and get the information for that video, just in case you want to go back and watch it on your own. All right, let's go.
In this house, including my grandparents, and at this point, I really can't imagine living without them.
My favorite part of the week is Sunday. We have a big dinner.
Our family is extremely close. Every weekend, it's a big group of people here. My cousins come, Tiana and Sky. My other aunts and uncles will come. It's a sight to see. My grandparents have been married for 52 years, I believe, and they have 6 children.
I'm the only one that is this single mother with 2 girls. I've always stayed pretty close to my parents.
After Hurricane Sandy, we ended up moving in with our grandparents.
There was 5 feet of water downstairs. I had to walk about 3 blocks with the water up to my chest.
We thought it was going to be temporary, but we realized that there were so many financial benefits to living with them that we decided to find a home that would fit us all and was more comfortable.
Looking at what was out there and what I would need for myself and 2 girls, it was just a little overwhelming.
She said, Papi, I found a house that is perfect for us. Why don't we go see it? We saw that it's big enough, so we figured, yeah, that's the right house.
You don't have to share the same entrance, have 2 kitchens. You just have your own living space. It works.
I'm a retired bus driver, New York City bus driver. I make enough money with my Social Security and my pension. My credit has always been good. That's why I had to put the house on my name. My mortgage is about $2,000 and the expenses are like $1,000. Monica, she helped me out on the bills, gas bill, electric bill, cable bill, but I do pay the mortgage.
One of the biggest financial surprises was how high our heat bill is in the winter. The house is run on oil, so we can't have the heat on all the time. So sometimes you just have to put on a sweater and set the...
What do you guys think so far? I mean, well, not about the oil heating, because, yeah, that can be pricey, oil heating, but just in general, how they came together. I think it's great so far, just seeing them, you know, together, and, you know, grandmom's there, she's hugging the grandchildren. I think it's awesome. I did get to experience this a little bit, but it was my parents moving from down south, living with my sister, okay, in New Jersey, and wow, it was awesome because we all could just go to one place and see my parents, you know, see my parents there at my sister's house with her family. And my mom and dad got to see her children, you know, come up, you know, it's awesome. It's awesome. So I don't know, having everyone together though, where you're not visiting, but you're actually there, that's got to be something. So let's look at more of what they have to say, and then we'll go to our second video and see a different way, not so much in the same household, but we'll see another way that families can actually be a community together.
the fireplace on and call it a day.
My parents have always helped out with childcare, picked up the girls from school, took them to doctor's appointments for me when I was stuck at work.
Childcare is so expensive. I have worked in daycares, so I know how expensive they could be. My mom saved a ton of money with my grandparents being able to help out.
They're also getting older, so I'm able to help them as well. Both my girls drive, so there's some times where my mom has to go to a doctor's appointment. We look out for each other.
Technology is where we could help them out a lot more. If they were on their own, they would be struggling.
We just shop in bulk because the house is so huge. We have the space to put everything away.
It's all about sharing, and that's how we save. We don't need to have double of everything. Sometimes I even share clothes with my grandpa. I'll walk in from work and he's like, "Are you wearing my flannel?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Even though we do have 2 kitchens, we eat together basically every single day for almost every single meal.
One of the good benefits is that having my daughter here, she loves to cook and she's a good cook. So sometimes she cooks and we go downstairs and eat with them.
One reason why I think it's coming back in style that people are starting to live with their extended family is the cost of living is just so high. Rent is very expensive. The majority of people my age are in school, so they have student loans that they have to pay off. They have their car payments and stuff like that. That's why I think it's beneficial to live with your parents or whoever as long as you can, because the money that you would be putting towards rent could go towards a loan or go towards saving so that one day you could maybe buy an apartment. My grandpa is a great financial role model. He just teaches us how to spend our money more wisely and how to look into our purchases before we just buy things on a whim.
They're very good kids. One day they're gonna leave.
I love that for them. What about you guys? I love that for them. I think that's awesome. All right, let's look at our next video. Again, guys, the videos that I'm sharing, you can go ahead and look in the description section to get that information on these videos. All right, let's go.
everybody was talking about housing is unaffordable, and our kids, they would have been condemned to basement suites.
Hi. Wow, the whole crew's out here. Hi. I like your houses. A lot of houses in one spot.
But they're not ADUs. They're 4 separate titles, 4 separate mortgages. So each of our children have their own title, their own mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a house a lot like one of those little ranchers. When we first moved in here in 1988, there was a field across the street. Okay. And they wanted to redevelop it, and that's when we were started to say, well, why can't we have 33-foot lots instead of a 66-foot lot? We had a 66-foot lot.
Would this have been the size of your lot before?
Yes, it's exactly 66 by 100.
66 by 100. So
Yeah.
basically, they are using the same lot space for one home.
Absolutely.
That's one home, not duplex.
That's one home. That's one home, yeah.
And the same with like most of these, right? Like
Yeah, these are, I think they're a little bit narrower, but they're still,
single family.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty much single family.
Yeah,
down
this
the
is a
line.
total single family neighborhood, and yet the council members voted unanimously to allow this because they knew that what we wanted to do.
I made all kinds of sketches and models.
So that's pretty neat. If you can look right there and see, they were saying their neighbor's house compared to, this is a single family pretty much community here, a lot of single homes, but they went to their council and in their community and they said because they were trying to basically get back the family, they voted unanimously and allowed them to do this. So they have 4 homes. If you can see the tops here, they have 4 homes, and she mentioned that her children, they each have their own place. But this family, though, she said that they have their own mortgages. So everybody owns their own property. Well, they own their own house on this land here. So that's neat. Well, if you think about it, you can go right outside your house and go next door to mom's house or my brother's house or my sister's house and mom and dad's house. You know, it's kind of neat. That's a different way you can do it if you don't want to be inside the same household, the same home, the same building. You can kind of have your own privacy totally by not just going to your bedroom, but this is a way you can have your own house, but be in the same area. That's actually kind of neat as well. So that's another idea. But I don't know how much you're saving with this one. Yeah, you're helping each other. You're still helping each other if you think about it. Because if I have to go to work, you know, I can just take the kids next door and just get in the car and go. You know, we're all right here. You know, mom has an appointment. I can make sure that I'm home at a certain time, take her to the appointment. We're going back to the same land. I don't have to go all the way up the street to take her here, or, you know, I don't have to catch a flight to go see Auntie so-and-so. We're all in the same area, so that's actually a neat idea as well. So just a little bit. I didn't want to play the full video. You guys can check it out. It's in the description section. It's a little longer. So if you want to watch it, it's glitching a little bit on my end for this one video. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. But that was pretty neat. So neat. That was very interesting. So with the two videos, so you have the family that's all together in one household, and then you have this right here. So those are some options for you guys, not just for you, but for me too, because I would so do this. My option would be to be in one household though, because to me, I think I don't need to be in a different house on the same land, even though that's cool. But I think if you're really gonna save that other part of the land where we could have built some houses, let's make a farm. A little farm, a little garden, a big garden, because if we have all our family members together, let's make a garden and let's grow some things. You know, that way we are not just going to the store. Yeah, we're making shuttle runs to the store, but we're also growing things here at our own house. So that's also going to save you money. It's also going to teach your children how to have that green thumb and grow things, and maybe throw some animals on there, you know, get some chickens and some, you know, teach them about that, and eggs, and you know, you're saving money because the prices of eggs, it's crazy. The prices of groceries, like I said, let's not even go there. We all know what that looks like. But yeah, very interesting. For me, yeah, I can think about some cons to living with some family members. But again, you got to sit down and you got to come together and have a meeting about it and make it happen if that's going to be something that's going to lessen the stress, and again, with all the uncertainties that's going on today. But yeah, very interesting videos. So yeah, I know living with extended family might test your patience, but it also strengthens your love. Think about that. I know that might sound corny to some people, but think about that. Being in the same household with mom, dad, nieces, nephews, grandparents, you know, just having that love strengthened between your family. It teaches teamwork, compassion, and sacrifice. And in times like these, when the world feels so uncertain, family can be the greatest safety net. So if you're living that multi-generational life or considering it, give yourself. Just want to say that. You deserve that. If you're considering it, then give yourself and your people some grace. You're doing something powerful. And I'm actually considering it myself. You know, you're doing something very powerful. So yeah, remember that. That's something very powerful. No longer do you have to travel to see grandma, grandpa. You know, your kids being raised with grandma and grandpa in the household, mom and dad in the household. Because yeah, we really need to get back to that first, but just all of us together. Just think about that for a minute. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'd love to hear from y'all. Let me know, how has it been for extended family living for you guys? If you've experienced this, how has it been for you? And what have you learned from it? Drop your stories. I will check it out. Or drop a message and let me know what you think about it. Would this be something that you would do? Are you willing to live with in-laws, having them to come together and, you know, be in the same household with your sister, brothers, and their family members? Okay, drop your stories in the message. I would love to check it out. And yeah, until next time, guys, I appreciate your time. And, you know, I appreciate you stopping by and checking me out here on this segment of Life with Shay, right? Love to have you here. I hope this added some value. And you know what? Just remember this. If you don't take anything, just take this away, right? Just reminding you that life is better with each other. Okay? And what if this is the time when we are actually getting back to family? What if that's what this is all about? Getting back to family. Because I don't question him. I don't question God. You know, I think about the time that we were out of work, a lot of us, not me, because I was out still. I had to listen. Some of you were seeing me show up to your house every day, but during that time, that uncertain time of that virus, okay, that was out here several years ago, right? And I see family members, people just wanting to be together, you know, texts and messages and calls like, oh, I wish we could be together. And when they could get together, they did. And I saw family members, I saw people riding bikes together, people getting back to family. And what happened when that was lifted, right? We all just went our separate ways, a lot of us, right? So what if this is where we actually get back to family? In the same household, why not? You know, so that could be what this is all about. Because in these uncertain times, and you have financial stress, you have different things that are going on, you know, why not build each other up, right? Or emotional support, not just financial support, but just love. Sometimes people just need that love. And why not have that? You have that ear. You have grandma's ear, grandpa's ear, mom, dad, sister's ear, everybody there, nieces and nephews. You can see them go off to the prom. Everybody just together. I don't have to send you graduation pictures. We're all showing up together. But again, guys, until next time, I'm Shay, reminding you that life is better with each other. Also, don't forget that a positive mentality is a destined reality. Your mental health is important. Thank you so much for tuning in to Life with Shay. Take care. Oh, go Eagles. Take care, guys.